Hi, Fatima. Welcome back to another episode. If you're new here, my name is Ohema. I bring interesting stories. So, if you like interesting stories like I do, let's be friends. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And make sure you hit on that notification bell so that as soon as I drop a new juicy video, you'll be the first person to be informed. Without wasting much time, let's get right into today's story. My name is Ifwa. And until 2 years ago, I thought I had the perfect life. I was married to, let's call my husband Daniel, the love of my life, and we have been together for 5 years. We had a beautiful home in East Legon, two children, a boy and a girl, and what I thought was an unbreakable bond. Daniel was a contractor working on big projects across Accra. He was loving, attentive, and everyone who knew us said we were relationship goals. My younger sister, let's call my sister Apna, admired our marriage so much. She would always say, Ifwa, I want a marriage just like yours. You're so lucky. Apna had been living with us for almost a year. She had moved to Accra to find better job opportunities, and Daniel and I welcomed her with open arms. She was my only sister and my best friend growing up, and I was happy to help her get on her feet. She was beautiful, even more beautiful than me, if I'm being honest. Tall, slim, with a smile that could light up a room. Men were always approaching her, but she would laugh and say, I'm waiting for someone special, someone like your Daniel. I thought it was sweet. I thought she was just complimenting my marriage. How foolish I was. It started small, things I should have noticed, but dismissed because I trusted them both completely. Abuna started dressing up more when Daniel was home. She would wear makeup just to have dinner with us. She started cooking his favorite meals, saying she wanted to learn how to take care of a future husband. She would laugh extra loud at his jokes, touch his arm when they talked, and always find reasons to be in the same room as him. Daniel started coming home later from work. He was always on his phone, smiling at messages. When I asked who he was texting, he would say it was a work contact or his friends. Once, I saw Abna's name flash on his screen, but when I asked what she wanted, he said she was just asking what time will be dinner be ready because I was cooking. My friend started making comments. Efua, your sister is very close to Daniel. Oh. My friend said one day, you need to watch that one. I defended them both. That's my sister. And Daniel would never do that to me. You people are just jealous of our family unity. Looking back now, the signs were everywhere. The way they would stop talking when I entered the room, the way Daniel started buying Abna gifts, expensive shoes, handbag, even a phone, saying it was to help her feel welcome and comfortable. The way Abna suddenly knew details about Daniel's work that I didn't know. But I was blind. Love made me blind. Trust made me stupid. The truth came out in the most devastating way possible. It was a Friday evening. Daniel said he had a work emergency and needed to travel to Kumasi for the weekend to sort out a problem with the construction site. I believed him. I had no reason not to. That same evening, Abena said her friend from Takrade was in town and she wanted to spend the weekend with her. Again, I had no reason to doubt her. But my children changed everything. My 5-year-old son, Kujo, started crying on Saturday morning. Mommy, I want to go and see daddy. Daddy is in Kumasi for work, remember? No, mommy. Daddy is with Auntie Abena in her new house. I heard him tell Auntie yesterday. He said he will come visit her at her new place. My blood ran cold. What new house? Abna lived with us. She didn't have her own place. I pressed my son for more information, but he was just a child. He didn't understand what had been revealed. It was enough, but it was enough. I called Abna, her phone was off. I called my husband, his phone rang, but he didn't answer. I called again and again until finally, after the 10th call, he picked up. Efua, I'm busy. What's wrong? In the background, I heard her voice. Abner's voice laughing, saying, Come back to bed. Everything stopped. My heart, my breath, my world. Daniel, I whispered, are you with Abner? Silence. Long, terrible silence. I can explain. He finally said, Explain? I screamed. Explain how you've been sleeping with my sister? In her bed. When you told me you were in Kumasi, he started talking, but I couldn't hear his words through my own screaming and crying. I hanged up and fell on the floor. My daughter found me there, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. Started crying too, even though she couldn't understand why. They came back home the next day, both of them, walking into our house, together, like they had every right to be there. Daniel tried to speak first. Ifwa, we need to talk. Talk? I cut him off. You want to talk? After sleeping with my sister in the bed I helped her pay for, my sister asked me to help her rent a place, and I didn't know this was her plan all along. That's when I learned the worst part. The new apartment wasn't just a love net. I have been giving Abdul money every month to save for her own place. 1,500 cities a month for almost 6 months. I thought I was helping my sister become independent. Instead, she and Daniel had been using my money to rent an apartment where they could continue their affair. Abna stood there, not even looking ashamed. In fact, she looked deviant. Ifwa, I'm sorry you found out this way, but Daniel and I are in love. In love? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He's my husband. I'm your sister. And he's unhappy with you, she shouted back. He told me everything. How you've changed since having children. How you're always tired, always stressed, always focused on the kids and never on him. I give him what you can't. I looked at Daniel, waiting for him to defend me, to tell her she was wrong. But he just stood there, looking on the floor. Is that true? I asked him. Is that what you told her? He signed. Efua, you have changed. You are not the woman I married. You are always busy with the children, with the house. When was the last time you went on a date? When was the last time you dressed up for me? I couldn't believe it. I was raising his children, managing his home, supporting his career, and I had changed? Get out, I said quietly. Both of you, get out of my house. The divorce was ugly. Daniel wanted to split everything 50-50, including custody of the children. He and Abner were now openly together, living in that apartment I had unknowingly helped pay for. My family was torn apart. My family was torn apart. My mother was so devastated. She became ill and had to be hospitalized. She couldn't believe that Abner, her own daughter, could do such a thing. My father disowned Abner completely. He said she was no longer his child. But the community, oh, the community was worse. People talked. Some blamed me. Maybe she didn't take care of her husband properly, they whispered. Maybe she let herself go. Others blamed Abna. That girl is wicked. Sleeping with her own sister's husband. The worst were those who blamed both of us, but excuse Daniel. Men will be men, they said, as if it explained everything. My children suffered the most. My son stopped talking for weeks, traumatized by the screaming and the tension. My daughter started wetting the bed. They didn't understand why daddy left, why Auntie Abna is now daddy's girlfriend, why everything had fallen apart. Daniel married Abna 6 months after our divorce was finalized. 6 months. As if our years of marriage, our two children, our lives together meant nothing. They invited people to their wedding. Some of my own friends attended. When I asked them, they said, we can't choose sides forever. Life goes on. But my life hadn't gone on. I was stuck in this nightmare. But here's the thing about karma, it always comes. A year into their marriage, I started hearing things. Daniel was coming home late again. Abna was calling our mutual friends, crying, saying she suspected he was cheating. Oh, the irony. My friend told me, if Abna called me yesterday, she thinks Daniel is seeing his secretary. She wanted advice on how to confirm her suspicion. I laughed, a bitter, painful laugh. And what did you tell her? I told her that a man who cheats with you will cheat on you. I told her she got what she deserved. Then the financial problem started. Daniel's business began to fail. Projects fell through. Clients disappeared. The big contractor who once had money to maintain two households was now struggling to maintain one. Abena, who had stopped working once she became Daniel's wife, suddenly found herself in the position I had been in. managing a home with limited resources, dealing with a husband who was stressed and distant. She reached out to me once. Can you believe it? She called me crying and saying she made a mistake, that she was sorry, that she didn't know how hard marriage was. Ifwa, I was foolish. I thought it would be easy. I thought we would just be happy. But Daniel is different now. He's not the man I thought he was. I listened to her cry and I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no pity, just emptiness. Abner, I said calmly, you destroyed our family for a fantasy. You wanted my life so badly that you took my husband. Now you have him, and you are learning what I learned, that the problem was never me, it was him, and now it's you. She begged me to forgive her, to help her, to give her advice. I hung up and blocked her. It's been 2 years since everything fell apart. 2 years of therapy, tears, and slowly rebuilding my life. I got a job at the bank, something I had given up when I married Daniel because he wanted me to focus on home. Now I am a branch manager, earning my own money, independent and strong. My children are healing. They spend weekends with Daniel, but they always want to come back home. My boy told me last month, Mommy, I like it better here. Auntie Abena, I mean daddy's wife, she's always angry now. I've started dating again. Nothing serious yet, but I'm learning to trust again, to open my heart again. It's hard, but I'm trying. My mother recovered, but she's never been the same. She doesn't mention Abena's name. It's like she only has one daughter now. Sometimes I see her crying when she thinks no one is watching, mourning the loss of both her daughter and the family unity we once had. As for Abena and Daniel, they are still together, but barely. I hear they fight constantly. The money problems got worse. They had to move from East Legon to a smaller place in Dansuman. Abena got a job at a supermarket. Abena got a job at a supermarket because Daniel's income isn't enough anymore. The woman who stole my husband to have my life ended up with a worse version of it. People ask me if I've forgiven them. Honestly, I don't know. Some days I think I have. Other days the anger returns with a fresh wound. But I've learned something important. Betrayal by family cuts deeper than any other pain. When a stranger hurts you, you can walk away. When a family hurts you, they take a piece of your soul with it. I've also learned that marriage problems are between husband and wife. If Daniel was unhappy, he should have talked to me, not to my sister. We could have fixed things, gone to counseling, worked on our relationship. Instead, he took the easy way out, a new woman who made him feel young and desired without any of the real responsibilities. And Abna, she learned that the grass isn't always greener. She thought she was getting a prize, but she got a man who had already proven he could destroy the woman he promised to love forever. If he did it to me, why would she think she was special? Today, I woke up and realized I hadn't thought about them in days. That progress, that's healing. My children are happy and healthy. I have a good job. I have real friends who stood by me. I have my dignity and my self respect. Could I have fought harder for my marriage? Maybe. Could I have changed things if I had noticed signs earlier? Possibly. But at the end of the day, two people I trusted completely chose to betray me. That's on them, not on me. To any woman listening to this who is going through a similar situation, I want you to know you will survive this. You will heal. You will you will be stronger. And anyone thinking of having an affair with your sibling's spouse or your friend's partner, don't. Whatever temporary happiness you think you will get is not worth the permanent damage you will cause. Karma is real and it never forgets. Last week I saw them at the mall. Daniel looked tired, old, worn out. Abner looked unhappy. His smile was forced. They saw me too, and for a moment we all froze. Then I smiled, a real genuine smile, because I realized something I had won. Not because their relationship was failing, not because they were struggling, but because I had survived, healed, and built a better life from the ashes of betrayal. I walked past them with my head held high and didn't look back. That's when I knew I was finally free. Hmm. Let me know what you think about this story. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.